about the big things, so make we talk about the small things, so.
This is the encourages of question 3.1 FM. We don't come back to studio again to talk about Africa Week of Action. Action. The main action is to go kick some people. But our focus today is how to kick polluters out. Endurance.
Yes.
Last week, you travel go one country, go do one program on behalf of your organization. What's the name of your organization?
Community Development Advocacy Foundation.
Koda.
Yeah.
When I try you, it's all right. So you go there. What exactly did you go there for?
Okay. On the 23rd and through 30th of this month, we observe the African Week of Action. This Week of Action now, different African countries in coalition for just one voice, which is keep polluters out of Africa. So the Week of Action was organized in Mozambique, in South Africa, in Uganda, and some parts of Africa, including Nigeria.
Okay.
So for Nigeria, we hold them for two places, Port Harcourt and Akwa Ibom. So I was in Akwa Ibom last week in Eket local government, to be precise, to drive that narrative, kick polluters out of Nigeria, to be precise.
Okay. What do you class as polluters?
Who are the polluters?
Okay. For the week of action,
I think we need to understand what you mean by polluters.
Exactly.
Then progress to tell us who
Why
are
the
the polluters
and why they should be kicked out.
Okay. The polluters in our context for this week are multinational oil companies.
What is pollutant? What do you mean by polluters?
When we say polluters, we mean people who make our environment unfit for us by their activities in our country. So that is what polluters are in this context. And for these polluters, we tag them as the oil companies that are operating in Africa. So over time, we've recorded their activity, and we don't say no, it's bad for our environment, it's bad for the African continent, because not only the environment they affect other areas when we may be touching today. So that is it. And the reason why I still talk say we should kick them out. The reason why we should kick them out is because, as we discuss, the public will really know why. But for now, the reason why we kick them out now because they don't spread pollution, they don't spread corruption and other vices within the African continent, and even in Nigeria as well.
All right, thank you very much. I like that small explanation you gave. According to a report that was published by Oriental News in 2015, it said within 40 years, the European Union only recorded 10 oil spills. The European Union.
That's in 27 nations.
In Europe. That are referred to as the European Union. They recorded only 10 spills. While in Nigeria, in the space of 10 years, Nigeria recorded 9,343 oil spills. So now, is the Nigerian government to be blamed, or the oil companies, or me and you were there at the top of studio?
Okay, in my opinion, both the oil companies are to be blamed and our Nigerian government also are to be blamed. Now, why is the oil company to be blamed in your opinion? It is hypocritical for you to your environment in your home to be properly managed when it comes to your activity. Why in another man's land you are not following right practices that should actually keep the environment clean? Now, in this part of our government, the reason why the European nation they know to get plenty OSP now because there are regulatory actions that strictly forbid it, and in case it were it happen, this regulation holds the companies responsible over there to high standard to say you guys must contain your pollution. But for here e no be like that. For here regulations no dey tight, is not enforceable. So that is why I blame our government. That's why I blame regulatory bodies that are in charge of doing their regulatory work to ensure that the environment are kept. For example, in Niger Delta, they say the average life expectancy for the Nigerian man is 56.
No, 54.
54 for Nigeria. Yes, sorry, 54. Yes. But when they come to Niger Delta region, they can reduce them to 41 to 46. Now, yes, for Niger Delta, they reduce the life expectancy to 41 to 46. Now, in Europe, their average life expectancy is 81 years. 81 years. What that means is that, meanwhile, they're 20-something years now. The life expectancy is.
you don't shop half of it.
You are likely to move.
I don't chop half.
Years. Okay.
So, what is the reason? Why is it that in the average life expectancy, if our forefathers it not be like that, why is it now that our life expectancy don't be reduced?
Wait, who they reduce us?
Okay, who they reduce them?
Mr. Fred.
Who they reduce?
No, the same question.
Okay.
I don't know who they reduce them.
Okay, so the question is,
who is to be blamed? Is it the Nigerian government or the oil companies or both?
so for me to answer that question, I need to ask one question.
Go ahead.
This
Typical
multinational,
Nigeria.
this multinationals that we talk about, that is being kicked out, that you want to kick out, are they operating in Europe? And they're also operating in Nigeria?
Yes, they are operating in.
So they are
some parts
operating
of Europe.
in, so are in Europe, and they are also in Nigeria. In Europe for 10 years. Right?
For 40 years, they recorded only 10 states.
That's good. In Africa, in Nigeria specifically,
9,000.
in how many years?
In 10 years.
In 10 years. 9. So
That's the one where they record.
So for every year.
What will happen 2 weeks ago? No deal.
No. To bring it home, for every year there's 1,000 spillage. That's what it means. For every year there's 1,000 spillage. Why for every 10 years in Europe is one spillage, right? So I've listened to him. He tries to blame the multinational and also blame the government. But I think the energy put in blaming the multinational, for me, is misplaced. And I'll say why. If you ask me why, I'll tell you the reason. Now, if an individual in one particular climate, is doing very well in terms of keeping the rules of engagement, and that same individual is another climate, and is seen, to be nonchalant when it comes to the rules, and you blame this individual, you don't blame the individual. You ask yourself. I'm happy you mentioned regulators. Why is it that in Europe, if you spill, you cannot, they don't spill? That's what it is.
They do everything possible.
Yeah. So what that shows that the rules there. If the society in Europe catches you, or if you spill oil, and if they find out that it is because of your negligence, that company will almost want to go out of business, because you will pay through here. You will pay a lot. But in Nigeria and in Africa, most of the time, it's a normal thing that oil will spill. They tell you that there's no way you will go fetch water with your bucket, make the water not throw away as you go. They will tell you that. So it is not.
They'll look more
they will tell you that.
The water was dry.
How you want to carry a bucket of water from where reach and say the water is not drop?
Normal thing.
It's a normal thing. So we see it as normal. Now the point is this: it is not the oil company, because if you kick this one out and bring another one, it is the same thing. We have seen Shell leave Delta State. We have seen it's still a part of Nigeria. We have seen NPDC, a Nigerian-owned Oil Corporation also operates in the areas where Shell left. We have also seen that when Shell was here, if there is a spill, within 24 hours, first and foremost, they contain the place. Secondly, then they try to come and remove the spill. But it happens under HPDC. It will take weeks before they will come for containment, let alone cleaning the spill. So it is our way. It is not the company. The company is always, those multinationals, they are only reacting to our way of life, to that negligence that we see as part of us. So it is not their fault, because if they do it well there, if the law in Nigeria says if you do this, we will sanction you like this, they will sit up. But as long as in Europe, did they flare gas?
Some parts.
But most of the gas is channeled for industrial use and domestic use. How much of it here do we have that is channeled? So
wasting.
You hold the government responsible and not the.
Now the thing is, our resources is strictly managed. It is the people's resources, but the leaders manage it. That's how our constitution says it, that they are the managers of our resources. Now, they've not been managing it well. Now, the voice of the common man, since the government have failed to ensure the safety of the environment by trying to regulate these multinationals as much as they can, the common man in Niger Delta, I think it will be more profitable to say make them get out from our country. From the common man perspective, make them get out, because the government, they are becoming more corrupt by the day because of these multinationals, because of the deals and the secret contracts they sign. They are becoming more corrupt, and they are killing our environment, they are killing our country. So the common man's voice is that make them get out, let them pack their things and go.
Okay, all right. Talking about destroying our environment, our ecosystem, and our livelihood, our source of livelihood. Do you think our government, because one happened in Odimodi some few weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, honestly, and the people have been shouting and talking and calling on all the agencies that are supposed to manage that incident. Now, do you think that government is purposely paying deaf ears to the cries of these affected communities and people in Niger Delta?
Definitely, I think the government, they are paying deaf ear. Why? Because we just made a comparison between the European nation and the Nigeria environment when it comes to exploration and extraction of oil. And the reason why it is less in the European nation is because their government, they strictly monitor the action of these multinationals in the communities they operate over there. But for here, the government not even they monitor well. They do not monitor the operations of these persons. So when they spill, for example, in 2024, for example, when the first Odimodi, there was a spill in Odimodi when could have go intervene. Now the woman we hosted there, she said something. She said when the spill occurred and their water source don't spoil, children go dey bathe inside that water and they get
develop some kind of skin reaction.
And that community, their government healthcare center was not functioning. In a community that hosts oil lines, where oil wells they no get functional hospitals. You see, say the government not even they look communities when be say these resources there.
All right.
So they are paying deaf ear.
All right, Mr. Fred, are you in line with that thought?
To be very frank with you, I don't forget the question when you ask me.
This something happened.
Yeah.
We're using a particular community called Udimodi as a case study. The people don't cry, people don't talk, they don't shout. Hey. Is it that government is intentionally paying deaf ears, ignoring the people?
First and foremost, I don't know how I'm going to respond to this. You see, the government has agencies. They have agencies, Nostra and all of that. So there are those that pay attention to OSP, all right? Including how they are cleaned, the Ministry of Environment and all of, so a lot of agencies. To be very fair with government, they have tried to put system in place that should manage such occurrences. But the question to be asked is, are they functional? Are they working? Are they prioritizing the safety of the people? Are they looking at how to ensure that the environment of the Niger Delta, which also make up the environment of the Nigerian society, are they making sure that the environment here are not polluted? The answer to those questions is no. Because most of the time, they do not, really work in the way we think they should work, so that we can see that things are being done in the right way. We find places, you mentioned Odimoji, where till today, I can tell you without even going there or calling anyone there, that most of the spill there has not been properly cleaned. In fact, Ogoni, that made headline, where billions of dollars, were according, it's not just a budget. Share, the court actually said that money should be used. How much of it has been remediated?
Exactly.
So it all goes to show the inept nature of governance, which is the reason why you will have, for every 1 year, 1,000 spill in Nigeria.
Oh, wow.
And for every 10 years, one spill in the whole of Europe.
Exactly.
I think it's very simple.
And another thing, Nesra, for example, when I read through the Act of Nesra, I see that even Nesra its acts and regulations that are written in paper, actually it makes Nesra handicap to approach some oil companies facility. For example, go and read the section 24, section 29, and section 30 of Nesra Act, and see how it mandates that Nesra operates. You see that there is a limitation for Nesra to have access to oil facilities.
So that means some people intentionally place those acts there.
Now, in the 1999
those
constitution,
clauses there.
the 1999 constitution, for example, of Nigeria, section 30 of that section 20, sorry, of the 1999 constitution is the only section that make provision for the environment. But in the end, it says states are responsible for their water, their air, and their land, for the protection of their water, their air, and their land. But in the end, it says when it comes to a case of an environmental case is brought to court, it is declared null and void. It is not justiciable.
Now so they put them on.
Now so they put them. So you cannot bring a matter to court that the environment is polluted and you get justice.
It's all right. We've used almost half of our time to discuss the theme for this week, Kick Polluters Out. So we'll go open the lines, make our listeners all over the world also contribute to this discourse, whether we will put on their come up or whether the government have the real problem. All these ones we don't highlight. Like what Mr. Fred talk now, it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Why is it that in Nigeria, in the space of 10 years, we recorded 9,343 spills? The one way happened like 1 month or 2 months ago. They're not capturing for this figure.
Exactly.
Then in the same countries, other countries where these oil companies come from, in 40 years, they've only recorded 10 spill. So something is, that I want to my is fundamentally wrong. You know,
I never even go into the economics of the oil company.
Go there quickly before we open.
For example,
in 2 minutes.
Akwa Ibom is the highest producing state in Nigeria of oil. The Kwaibu for Akwa Ibom terminal, daily they produce 504,000 barrels of oil. 504,000 barrels of oil. Now, 1 barrel of oil is currently 159 liters, and it costs for $91 presently. Now, when I do the calculation, 504,000 barrels of oil times 91 is going to give you 45 million 800 and something thousand dollars. So it means if they are producing $504,000, 504,000 barrels of oil, it means invariably what that state generates is over $45 million daily. But if you reach Akwa Ibom, their unemployment rate is still 5.1%. So with that, it's like the people that have these resources, we are not benefiting anything from it.
Okay, that brings us to that question. Mr. Fred, despite all this, he just gave the statistics and economics of these things now. Are you telling us, or do you think, no, this for my and stuff, do you think these resources are a cause or a deliberate exploitation?
It depends on how you look at it. If you look at the entire Nigerian society and you ask whether there's the resources we have, whether it is a cause, the answer would be yes. It is definitely a cause. And why is it a cause? It is a cause because it has made us to focus on one particular product. Before oil, we had agriculture that was booming. So we had the groundnut pyramids, we had the cocoa pyramid, we had palm oil, we had every region.
Rice,
yes, every
rice.
region at the time were producing at least one notable product. Then oil came in the 70s. All right? When the oil came, we're introduced to a period where there's huge amount of money
Employment salaries.
just for
1972.
all right.
Now free to air.
Without doing nothing, you don't even do much.
Be
You
free
know,
to air.
the multinationals just come, they go, they drill the oil, they do all the work, and at the end of the month, so much money just come.
Yeah.
The oil boom. Employment was now, white collar job was now emphasized.
Exactly.
Before that time, it was agriculture.
Everybody hustle.
Yeah. Then white collar job became emphasized. The agriculture was now left.
Everybody.
The groundnut pyramid, the cocoa, they all vanished. So we're now concentrating on. So yes, it is a cause. If you also ask that question about the Niger Delta, whether it is a cause or a deliberate exploitation. Yes, to both. It is a cause to us because it has taken our land from us. Because of the oil, the Land Use Act came to effect in 1976.
Yeah.
All right. Now the land has been taken from us. So if that parcel of land you have, until government gives you a C of O, it is not your property.
Exactly.
All right. That's one. Secondly, oil has the exploration and the exploitation of oil has impacted negatively on our land, on our environment.
Yeah.
That our rivers that were brimming with fishes before are no longer that hospitable to aquatic life.
Yeah.
the land that we plant on before, Share had to introduce a grass called Share. Right? You know. You know, why was that introduced? To kind of, manage the soil. So the aspect that asked whether it is a deliberate exploitation. Yes. Exploitation because the Niger Delta, Mr. Jonas, you were saying something just a while ago, and you said that the people own the resources. Sorry, that was an error. We don't own the resources. The government owns the resources.
They are supposed to be managers. It is actually the resources.
I like the word you use, suppose.
They are the managers.
Underline, let us underline that. Let us underline that word, supposed, because we are not. They own the resources. They take the oil from here to Abuja. Take for example, it's shared according to having local government. Bayelsa has just 8 local government, and it produces so much money into the Nigerian coffers. Kano, on the other hand, has 44 local governments. Abi? So, by the end of this month, these states will go to Abuja. Kano will be driving home with 44 trailers. Isn't it? Bayelsa will be driving home with 8 trailers. Yes, Bayelsa produces more money into the national coffers than Kano. But Kano earns more from it than Bayelsa that produces the oil. So, is it a deliberate exploitation? The answer is yes. Because the Niger Delta does not have access to the portal of decision making in Nigerian society. And where you do not have access to decision making in this society, you don't benefit much from it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Mr. Fred. Thank you very much, the other hands on my guys. Now you come with the teams, who keep polluters out, but our government says they complacent. They complacent for this whole matter. So, but what we'll take a 1 minute break, then we'll come back. We'll open the lines and expect thoughts from our listeners also. All right, so we want to open the lines now so that if you get one or two things to add to the discussion, you will tell us quickly. I beg, we're going to try to keep on for just 1 minute so that a lot of calls can come in and we'll have a lot of thoughts. Yes? So the number is 080-566-92969, or you can also reach us on 08022-931-931. We've got our first caller. Hello, what's the name of where you calling from?
Good morning. This is Uncle Joe from Ashaka, London.
Uncle Joe from Ashaka, London. Is it snowing there today, or is already summer in Ashaka, London today?
Is it whether there is?
I say snow they fall for Ashaka, London today. I've been a summer now, now.
I don't feel define them exactly as assistance now.
It's okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Good morning to you out there. To start with, the blessings of the Lord maketh one rich and added no sorrow. So the mineral resources in Niger Delta is never a cost, but a deliberate exploitation by the federal government herself. Look at the ratio you give. At the end of every month, these guys will go to Abuja. Look at the portion that is coming to South, and look at what is going to the state that produces nothing. Listen, I have said repeatedly that a Niger Delta child is entitled to at least 5 million every month. You are not working, you are getting it. And as far as we are in Nigeria, at least 1 million every month. These monies are cornered to individuals. At the end of the day, that is why when they are seeing this place everywhere, they will not talk because they have collected their portion. Now listen, what shall it profit a man if he gets the whole world and lose his soul? 6 feet is on it. So if these men are not thinking, pondering over this thing, and they are exploiting the poor masses, there are lots of butane that are emitted to the air. Innocent Nigerians are suffering, but the elites are sharing the money. Listen, it's a deliberate exploitation. God bless you, Uncle Joe from Ashaka, London.
Thank you very much, Uncle Joe from Ashaka, London. You cannot define the climate condition of Ashaka, London this morning, but that's not the problem. I believe it's not rain over there. Hello. Good morning. What's the name of where you calling from? Quickly.
Ozafele, calling from Obianco in Delta State.
Go ahead, Ozafele.
Yes, I've been enjoying you people who have done very well. I want to say succinctly that we have been casting aspersion on outsiders. The year 1999, when Nigeria took over come into democracy, and the person became the president, you know, all of us, even the Kutubu were writing about Nigeria Delta neglect. Look at that Nigeria Delta, the boiling pot, the voluminous encyclopedia for things like Nigeria Delta agitators on the neglect of Nigeria Delta. If you really read what I was my master, then I read it. Now, when we eventually got Nigeria Delta, a man as a president, the person of Jonathan, culture of God using Obasanjo there to push him to Aso Rock. He got there. He was there for 6 years. 2 years as acting president. 2 years as a subsidiary president. What do you do with the power? Because we are not crying that we don't have president. He was there for 6 years. 6 good years. 12 calendar months and 6 years. How many days and how many months? He could not utilize the opportunity. So later, he moved his brother, Azazi, who was the national security advisor, and put him as most Asutu, who now turned himself into Central Bank. And all the political advisors were from North that asked him to put Atahuri Joseph Bidega as the next chairman. He never knew Atahuri Bidega one day, never saw him one day. And they put him there, and that was his activity. They asked him also to make electronic voters compulsory, which was implemented in the South, while in the North they were voting manually up to midnight against even under 8 children. Now, let us go to the course of the matter. If Jonathan has, the feeling of Nigeria Delta attack, 4 years plus 2 years will have been enough for him to make a change. In that committee of structuring Nigeria, they come out came out with a report, 2014 report, which he didn't implement. He left it implemented. In fact, was abandoned by Buhari's successor. Up to today, nobody talks about it. Jonathan has a lot of power, a lot of privilege to rig the fate of Nigeria Delta, which it is. So I find it difficult to blame many other persons. So the post in Nigeria Delta are no longer optional. So let's go to Lagos. Because the Nigeria Delta was there, is not seen it as a challenge. So Nigeria Delta to have ports. Look at how many ports in Delta State. You have Gogo Port, you have Capital Port, you have Warri Port, you have Kutu Port. 4 ports. Including those in Upper Ghana River State. Jonathan did not do anything about them. He was there for pushing off trial, and then the issue was pushed away. So let us come over this week. Because we lost a chance. And Jonathan is the problem we are facing today. Even when we look at him as a Reverend Father, who have done very well, they decide to do well. God bless you and God bless Nigeria. I'm also.
Thank you very much, Ozafele. Now, I want to say this, for him to ponder about. Nigeria got its independence in 1960 and became a republic in 1963, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, between 1963 and 2010, how many years is that? That's about 50-something years. About 40-something years, right? It took the Niger Delta 40-something years to accidentally bump into power. Isn't it? Now let's assume that Jonathan presidency took the entire money Nigeria had and invested it in Niger Delta. Remember, the Nigeria did not just say Niger Delta deserved the position. It was by accident that he became the president. So, tell me, when is the next president going to come from Niger Delta? It may never come again, Abi. Even if it does, you might spend 100 years. In 100 years, the facilities that was there that would have been planted by Jonathan would have faded away. Let us be. Let me finish this thought. Now, we do not. It is out of place to say that if your person becomes the president, you should drag the entire weight of the society to your community. It is wrong. That is a very wrong reasoning. Because if you have the opportunity to leave the shores of Africa and go to European countries, no person comes from a particular place in that country and drags the weight to his place. That's why you find that there's evil development everywhere. That line of thought is wrong.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Fred. That's a good one. I believe Ozafale heard you, and I hope he calls back to counter your thought. Hello. Hello. Okay, good morning, Mr. Nelson.
Yes, sir. First and foremost, before I'm talking with you, let me first understand what you understand. Because I'm so starting so glad to see that.
Yes.
Now, what you try, now they're going to be called effluent or what you know from the process of these oil multinational companies. When they try to extract oil or whatever, things that when they come out with the good product when they don't need. And those pollutants, they have the compensation or the tree they make air quality to come this so that they don't do.
Hello. Hello. Ah. Hello. Good morning. It's like we lost. Is this Mr. Nelson talking? Okay. Okay. Go ahead. I hope Mr. Nelson calls back.
No, this is Femi calling for.
Okay, Mr. Femi, go ahead quickly.
Yes, I disagree with your colleague that said it's wrong for any tribe that is willing to sanction the resources of this country to that place. Please say I've got into that. For example, let me give you an example. The port based in Lagos, only in Lagos. What about other places? Do you know that if other places port has been developed, the Lagos population will have been reduced? You understand? They protected that thing. They make sure that the other port did not work. Let us be frank with ourselves. You know that fucked up concerning Niger Delta. See, honestly, that is what I will do if I become president. My state, my community has to be a very good beneficiary because that is where the country is leading to. See what is happening. Is it only the port? Is it only one place, Lagos, that is international port supposed to be? What about the other? No, it's wrong. Your colleague is wrong for saying that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Femi. Mr. Fred,
I think
Mr. Femi say you are wrong. So
Well,
if you become
first and
president,
foremost, I didn't speak about port, but let me also say something here.
wait now,
The ports, the port in Lagos. Go ahead.
Wait. Everybody is entitled to his opinion. The man say if he become president, he go carry all the development go in village. He's entitled to his point. Hello, good morning. Thank you very much.
Those things that before they release them into the environment surrounding, I can tell you for sure that these exploration companies, they treat them so that they no go harm the environment. You get me? And also their releases are also controlled. You know, but the problem is because when they won't begin the plane, we have to be very, very honest with ourselves. Now, agreed, before any company comes into Nigeria to do exploration and exploitation, they get what they call memorandum of understanding where they sign with the government and also the host community. I tell you, these oil companies, for their part, they do their best. They keep to the thinness of the agreement. But where will they actually get problem? Now, with the host community, many of our people, let us say the truth here, because the truth has to be said, no matter whose office God. Now, most of us will be the community people then. Only we need to satisfy many of these things. Did they get me? By way of going to vandalize pipelines and other installations. The government side they fail too because the government no dey provide adequate security for this information. That is where I blame the government. You dey get me? For majority of the sabotage or the destruction is being done by our people. When they go cut pipeline, they don cut am crude oil dey don dey flow dey go everywhere. E dey pollute dey destroy the land. So when we dey apportion blame, we have to be very very. Let me tell you, there is a habit of authority. E get one community for this area. They provide them with facilities that will give them potable water. Could you believe that the members of this community went there, they vandalized it, and at the end of the day, somebody could blame government, say government don't do anything, or multinational companies and say they don't do anything. Now, for me, the way forward, because we have to suggest this, out of the problem. Now, I think the community should rise up to their responsibilities by way of being also the police, what they will police all those facilities in their areas. Then the government still need to improve too, because when they need to collect, let's talk of those things. Government they collect 60% equity. The multinational companies they take only 40%, and from there they say they do things for our community. No stop. They try, and our people now they fail mostly. Thank you and God bless us.
Let me
Thank you very much.
Let me quickly
Nelson.
respond to that. The issue of community going to burst pipeline. I don't do research, a robust research on that, and I discovered that now two people now they mostly they do these things. When you talk about community only contributes little amount to it. Now, wetin dey cause some factors include.
Just hold your thought there first. Let's take this call. Hello, your name and where are you calling from? Quickly, please.
So good morning.
Good morning, quickly.
Yeah, this is Clinton from Motozu.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Clinton.
Hey, please, I've been hearing what you have been discussing too. Pollutants and the various problems have caused. See, God has given us the opportunity before to solve all these problems, and that is Jonathan. He refused to do it. But now, my question, can the state governor we have in this Niger Delta area, can they put the resources of this country or their state together to solve all this problem for us? You talk about if Niger Delta child is supposed to be paid 4 million naira a month. Can they do it? Because we don't know when we will get the presidency back to alleviate poverty. Our land and pollution going on so that we can talk it with our money into this Niger Delta. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think that's going to be the last call. So, quickly, call have just 2 minutes.
In the issue of speed, if you do research, you will discover say wetin dey mostly cause speed is feed. Number one, feed facility. Number two, when there is bunkering, for example, and when you talk about bunkering, now two persons now they perpetrate the act for Nigeria. One of a set of persons when they do bunkering for Nigeria na mafia set. The other set na cartel. When you talk about the cartel, some government officials, some military officials, some officials that are up there, they rank in this cartel. And when you talk about the mafia, we talk about community boys and community talks doing it. But if you take statistics of all the spill wey don happen for Nigeria, you discover say most of them are either on faith facility or on cartel oil bunkering. Sometimes you go see vessel for sea, we not know where the vessel from dey come, but we know say na Nigeria oil na dey go so. So who dey do that one? The mafia no get the capacity to do that kind of thing. It's clearly from the cartel. So if you take statistics, you discover say host community they contribute less to the spill, less. I don't think it's up to 10% of the spill that I've been experiencing in Niger Delta. So
let me add to that. When it comes to, when it comes to vandalism, yes, communities, our people contribute to it. Yeah. But who taught them how to do it?
Exactly.
Who had the technical know-how to do hot tapping?
Exactly.
Is it the man in the community that does not know anything about engineering? Who has that proficiency? When you talk about things like this, you look at who are the people doing it. A lot of them, it is system that operates in those places. Yeah. It's not the communities. Yeah, but communities are not totally, absorbed
Free
from
from
the,
it, yes.
from the whole thing. That was on that. The man who talked about Nigerian ports and all of that. I lived in Warri for a very long time. I am aware that if you go to that Warri port today, you pay monies to communities. They come there. They tell you for every vehicle that needs, you pay certain amount of money. That is anti-development.
Exactly.
First and foremost, it puts down our society, our port, to make it to be useless. Secondly, if you are an importer and you are bringing goods from China, from USA or whatever, and you say where is going to, you say Tinkan, Lagos, or Apapa in Lagos, would the vessel come to Warri?
No.
You chose the place where you want it to go to,
Yeah.
but there's something that is going for Lagos that people don't look at. The kind of vessel that can bet in Lagos cannot bet in Warri. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Cannot bet in Warri because they have, if some large vessels have even to bet far away outside the bar in Lagos. Other smaller vessels go there and bring this thing to the port. We cannot even happen in Warri. But yes, I'm not saying that we should not develop our society. If we have the opportunity to do it, let us do it. But that responsibility lies in all of us, not just one person. We cannot blame Jonathan for everything that we think is happening now in our society, because Jonathan is just one individual. If you knew, you would have known the stress he also passed through while he was a president. Every dick and even our people in Niger Delta here were calling him Mumu.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Fred. You got the passion to the matter, and I did the vessel. This is everybody. This is a Quest 93.5 1 FM. Now, here we're draw the curtain today. So next week Thursday, when we come back again, we'll bring another very, very powerful and thought-provoking topic we'll discuss like this. And all those who call, thank you and God bless you. Stay out of trouble.
Make it a better place.